It's the end of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends. Hey, Amazon Web Services made an announcement. They're going to take their partner program. They're going to set it up into 5 distinctive paths. I want to get on the Sharp Interactive board. We're going to talk about those 5 distinctive paths. But before I get started, I want to ask everybody that I know in the document imaging channel and the IT resellers out there, why in the world are we allowing Amazon to have all the fun? That question goes to the OEMs that a lot of my friends buy their products from so they could deliver those into the marketplace and supply and service them. It goes to the OEMs themselves. It goes to the dealer resellers. That question's for all resellers that are in the marketplace today. Are you just going to give up and just become one of Amazon's partners? That maybe that's a road for you. You'll pay a lot in fees, but maybe that's the road you take. Because ladies and gentlemen, the one thing Amazon's done extremely well since their inception is that they've been able to go into the marketplace and take away the old ways great relationship and deliver those customers a better experience. And everybody knows this, that experiences are determined in the intersection between the digital and physical world. And Amazon is damn good at navigating people through that intersection. No one in the world would deny that. But yet everyone in the world, for the most part, everyone in the documented imaging world is still arguing about whether they should have e-commerce or not. It's just mind-boggling to me. So ladies and gentlemen, let me pull up this first slide. I want to talk about what Amazon's doing with their partner program. And I put some pictures together here, and I want to talk through this with you. And I'm going to get my Sharp Interactive board to work here. But basically what they're doing is they're setting up their partners into 5 distinctive paths. And that's the software path, hardware path, training path, distribution, and services path. And the services path encompasses the broader deliverable of managed IT services as an example, managed services, value-added reseller services. But they're going to separate them, put them into 5 distinctive paths. And the reason they're doing that is so that they can bring a better experience to their end users. They want a collection. They want a collection of partners that could go to a common portal and get services and support and expertise that they need by picking from the collection. And when you think about this, folks, you know, Amazon has done a great job in their continuous relevance. A much better job than a lot of the people in the document imaging channel, we've all must admit. No one inside the document imaging channel, not even the IT resellers that are out there, nobody could say they're doing a better job than Amazon if they're not navigating customers through the intersection between the digital and physical world. And a lot of y'all believe that, hey, I'm navigating customers through that world. They have to go on my website to plug in their meter. Folks, what are you doing? I'm navigating customers through that intersection. They have to go on my website to get toner shipped to them. Can they buy the toner from you while they're there? Can they buy other products while they're there? No. No, because we believe still, after a 2-year global pandemic, that little Johnny or Sally's got to go knock on their door to sell them everything we do. We believe that our customers value us so much, we have such a great relationship with them. Guess what? Amazon's coming with their partners, and they're going to take away your great relationship and deliver those end users a better experience. You better start paying attention to the realities all around you. So let me get my board working here. And folks, the first thing I want to do is I want to circle this middle picture, and it says basically products, services, and e-commerce. I don't want to beat this to death, but I can't believe 2 years into a global pandemic, we got another variant coming, uncertainty, and yet we still have thousands of resellers out there that don't have any e-commerce capability. It's totally disturbing at best. But let's talk about the equipment piece. We all sell equipment. IT resellers selling all kinds of equipment, right? But the equipment's getting less and less important to those end users, isn't it? It's not really about the equipment anymore. The equipment is just a utility. What they really value is the outcome the equipment gives them and the outcome they get maybe through the software that runs through the equipment. I think about my friends over at Xerox. Remember the apps? They still have these apps, right? When they came out with these apps and they put those on the MFPs, I was one of the ones that was kind of making fun of that. I was telling Xerox, what the hell are you doing? You're trying to get people to go up to a device so they can rebuild a relationship with it, even though they don't want to use the device anymore. And every day they want to use it less and less. What are you putting apps on the device for? Folks, it was never about the apps on the device. It really wasn't. And even me can evolve over time. It was about the damn apps. It was about the applications. It was about what those apps were enabling people to do, whether those apps are on the device, whether those apps are on a smartboard, whether those apps are on your iPhone, whether those apps are on your iPad. It was about the apps. It was about the software. When you think about software and you think about cloud services, where's all that happen for the most part? It happens in the intersection between that digital and physical world. the intersection that many in the world would say that Amazon built. I think about these smart boards. I love my smart board, by the way. I love my Sharp smart board. But it's not about the board. It's not about the board that gets me excited. It's about what I can do with the board that gets me excited. And you know me, it doesn't take a lot to get me excited on my board. I just got to get to circle stuff. That's exciting to me. But think about the small business that's using that board to collaborate with their branches all over the country, all over the world. And they're interacting with each other. Where's all that interacting taking place? Where's all that software living? It's living in the intersection between that digital and physical world. I think about managed services. We've been talking about managed services and the transition to managed services from print in the print sector for many, many years, over a decade. Where does managed services really live? Where's the biggest part of managed services reside? It resides in the intersection between the digital and physical world, doesn't it? You know, remote monitoring, remote managing. We tell end users we can clear 85, 90% of all the tickets, all the problems related to your software, to your IT infrastructure remotely while you're sleeping. While you're sleeping, we're on guard. All the talk tracks. Where does all that take place? It takes place in that intersection between the digital and physical world. I think about distribution. I realize that resellers aren't out there distributing. They're not distributors. But the OEMs distribute. Are those relationships that you have with your resellers around distribution exciting for those resellers? Are they innovative for those resellers? Are those resellers getting a fantastic experience in that intersection between the digital and physical world based on how you navigate them there in regards to distributing products and supplies to them? Think about it, because Amazon does a pretty damn good job. What? You can go online and order something. Some cities you can have it within a couple hours. You could do that now with retail outlets. You could order something I ordered something from Lowe's, a snowblower. I had it in a day. It's amazing. Folks, training services. I want to touch on this. When I think about my friends in the document imaging channel, even the IT resellers out there, what are we doing with training? Have we built a program, a platform to allow us to sell and be compensated for the training we do? Or are we still giving it away so we can sell some hardware, and hardware is less important? People value training more than hardware. Seriously. I can call my friends at Sharp. If I have a problem with this thing, they can get online with me. They can help me do it. I've had to do it a number of times. They're probably tired of the old man calling them up. But it's how I get serviced in that intersection between the digital and physical world, folks. It's extremely, extremely important. That experience is going to be your lifeblood. It's not going to be about the device. It's going to be about what happens in that intersection. So let me clear off this slide here, and I want to go to the next one. We'll kind of sum up this a little bit for you. So when I look at the world of service, and I look at the document imaging channel and the IT services community, there's so many things going on and so many things changing. I wanted to kind of put it all on this board here. And I'm gonna step aside. You guys can copy and paste this thing. You can look at this, but start thinking about this and think about this in your own dealership. I got to get my pen working again. Where in the world are you at? Where in the world are you at in your dealership with regards to augmented reality? Everybody knows that CareAR is one of my sponsors. I talk about them a lot, and I talk about them a lot because they have a phenomenal product that has a proven track record that works. That's probably why ServiceNow gave them a $10 million investment in. Folks, have you not talked to them yet? What are you waiting for? Are you going to have a meeting about augmented reality the same time you have a meeting about e-commerce on a day that's not on the calendar? Or are you going to actually set some time aside to start exploring the unknown? Knowledge collection, in my mind, is what our industry is all about, what resellers are always about. How do they collect the knowledge? And then how do they disseminate that knowledge to end users? And within that knowledge, how are they going to provide their end users a better experience than the competitor? And that experience, I'm telling you, is going to reside in that intersection. Expertise on demand is the future of service. We all know that. It's the future of all resellers communicating with end users. That's why augmented reality is so powerful. That platform is so freaking powerful. Look at this little slide here is really amazing to me. This is a young toddler. She's probably 4, maybe 5 years old at the most, holding up an iPad in front of a globe. Obviously, it's over Brazil. It's showing the big statue. Knowledge, this collection of knowledge that's living inside that intersection between that digital and physical worlds, allowing a little girl to pull it over a globe and get education, get more knowledge. And that little girl knows as she grows up, the knowledge is all around her. All the knowledge she's going to collect is going to be in that intersection between that digital and physical world. Folks, your help desk, your dispatch system, how are they communicating with your end users? Can they remote right in and do things for them? Can they help them? Can they solve a problem? I'm talking about data-driven strategies. What kind of data are we collecting from our customers, and how are we using that data to deliver a better experience in the intersection? Folks, I know I talked about that intersection a lot today, but it has to be beaten into your heads. If we don't figure out how to navigate our end users in the intersection between the digital and physical world, if we don't start taking advantage of the things that are all around us right now, all we got to do is pick up the damn phone if we want. We can email if we want. And we can call these people to help us. We've got to understand how augmented reality is going to help our business. We don't have to understand every single thing about it. What we have to understand is that we better start thinking how we're going to implement it. And we better start figuring out how we're going to start budgeting for all these things. How many dealers out there have put together their 2022 business plan? Hopefully all of you. Hopefully you all have your budgets in line. Do you have any money budgeted for exploring the unknown? Is there any money budgeted for getting into augmented reality? Is there any money budgeted for e-commerce platforms? Or did you build your budget basically on what you did back in 2018, hoping that all these changes that have happened in the last couple of years are just a blip, are just a bad dream, and we're all going to wake up and go back to 1990? We're not. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end with one slide, and it's a quote from Andrew Carnegie. You know, I always think Andrew Carnegie was the very first Google. He spent $60 million, which was a huge amount of money in his day, and he built 1,689 libraries across the United States. He gave the ability for the common person to consume knowledge in a library. That didn't exist before Andrew Carnegie did that. It was very limited at best. But he built a platform, and I believe it was the very first Google in my mind. He built the very first Google. It was a place where people, regardless of their economic standings, could educate themselves, could consume knowledge. And today, as I showed you on that other slide, we have little kids that can hold up an iPad in front of a globe and see what's in the country or the place. AI, artificial intelligence, augmented reality, Internet of Things, all these things reside in the intersection between that digital and physical world. What did you put in your budget? What did you put in your budget to make sure you can prosper in that intersection? Because here's what Andrew Carnegie said: the first man gets the oyster, the second man gets the shell. We've allowed Amazon to continue taking oysters and leaving us the shells. And as I said in the beginning of this video, maybe some people could actually partner with Amazon and do quite well doing that. There's nothing wrong with that. That could be a great business strategy. But when I look at my friends in the document imaging channel, some of these $400 and $500 million companies, there's no reason in the world that you can't build your own platform, that you can't have your own sectioned out business strategies, all delivered through the intersection between the digital and physical world. Services, hardware, software. Folks, Why can't we do this? We can do this. But we can't keep planning it. We can't keep talking about it. We can't keep planning to have a meeting that we're going to go to and change the world. The world's going to change in your own damn conference room with your own mindset. When you're ready to believe that all of your customers are looking for you in that intersection between the digital and physical world. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end this the way I always do. Status quo is the killer of all that'll be invented. Don't get stuck in status quo, and I'll see you all tomorrow.